The opening verse of this week's Parsha, Genesis chapter 12, verse 1, Perek Yud Beis, Pasuk Aleph. Vayomer Hashem el Avram, Lech lecha, me'artzecha, u'mimoladetecha, u'mibeis el ha'oretz asher areka. And God said to Avram, go for yourself from your land, from your birthplace, from your father's home, to the land that I will show you. There's an extra word in this verse that seems not to fit in, and that is the word lecha, for yourself. In the story of God telling Abraham to leave his parents' homeland, all you need to say is go or leave. You don't say go for yourself or leave for yourself from your birthplace to the land that I will show you. What is the purpose of this word lecha, for yourself? Rashi, the foremost commentator on the Torah, picks up on this and explains the extra word. He says, you know why it says lech lecha, go for yourself? Because this was for Abraham's best interest. In the words of Rashi, lahana'oscha uletovascha, for your own pleasure and for your own good. This simple extra word at this point in the Torah is there to educate us, me and you and every Jew, not to be short-sighted, limited, and constrained by a common misunderstanding we all have from time to time. Authentic Judaism is demanding. Our relationship with God is one that takes time and effort to maintain. It is by no means a free lunch or a walk in the park. Observing Torah and mitzvahs isn't always comfortable. How demanding can it get? Well, this week's opening verse gives us a glimpse. We can take a look at the relationship that Abraham, our forefather, has with God and see from there. Leave your homeland. Leave the shelter of your friends and social life. Leave the shelter of your parents' home and go to an unknown destination. A place where I will show you, says Almighty God, to Abraham. Who can say such a sacrifice is easy? Seems like a daunting task for me, and that's only in theory. Imagine how difficult it would be if God actually asked me to do it. So what is God's plan over here? How can God expect of us human beings to study Torah and observe all its mitzvahs when He is quite demanding and it isn't always easy? The answer is in the word lecha. God knows the way we think. He knew the way Abraham thought, and He therefore foretold him. The demanding changes in your life, which I'm asking of you to make, is for your own pleasure and your own benefit. You, Abraham, says God, will be the biggest beneficiary of this exercise. Through this sacrifice, you will be blessed and find special blessing powers. Through powering forward with altering your lifestyle, you will have set for yourself up a beautiful family with dignity, prosperity, and respect from all around you. And the same applies to me and you. Who can say observing all the mitzvahs is always easy and painless? It's possible we find ourselves asking many a time, why does God ask of me so much? Can't He take it easy? But we must remember, the greatest beneficiary of observing Torah and mitzvahs is ourselves. We stand to gain so much blessing, so much richness, so much respect by living the Jewish way of life. It's all there in the word lecha, for our own benefit, for our own good, for our own pleasure. Is it always going to be easy? No. If you weren't raised from birth with Torah and mitzvahs, is it difficult to start observing when you're older? Definitely. If all your friends know you one way, and your social circle isn't supportive of observing Torah and mitzvahs, is it even more difficult? Absolutely. If your parents do not support your proper lifestyle changes and new observances, will this demand even more stamina and conviction? 100%. Can we feel lost, dejected, powerless, confused, angry, frustrated, or exhausted from time to time? Yes. And precisely for this reason, God inserted the word lecha into this week's Parsha, to educate and remind us not to be short-sighted and stop. Keep at it. The results are so rich and precious, and with strength from Avraham Avinu, we will all get to live out these blessings for ourselves and for our families. I extend to you my best wishes for a good Shabbos and a healthy and blessed week ahead.